Hey everybody, it's Pissmaster here. Coming to you on this beautiful Monday evening. It's almost 7 p.m. Got maybe 10 minutes till. I've got corn on the cob on the grill. I've also got in the smoker, I've got some slow smoked pulled pork going. Got a fire going. As I do more of these, I get a little more comfortable. I'm a very shy person, so it's been hard for me to talk about my life and the things that have happened to me. And I do want to reach out to people and ask questions about various things that they've experienced in their lives. If it's traumatic and you're comfortable talking about it with me, that's fine. I was starting a podcast about trauma, and there's so many levels. I did about 7 episodes, but the things that are going on, I had to back off. But I'll do it again. I'll pick it back up, but I want to talk about what are some of the strangest things. What are the strangest things that you guys have experienced in your lives? It could be paranormal. It could be you saw an alien spacecraft. What, I don't know. I don't know what they call them these days. It's not UFOs anymore. I've seen one, but that's not the strangest thing. I'll get into more of my stuff. People think that they're sometimes labeled in their families as crazy, and I kind of was. I grew up in a big house, big old house that had a lot of goings on. And my dad thought I was crazy. He thought I was nuts until he had his own experience. So I don't label anything as crazy. There may be things I don't understand and be like, never heard of it. I don't know anything about it. But I will relay to you one strange incident that happened to me after my mom died. And I had to stay at the house. And it was, let me tell you, it was uncomfortable. It was so uncomfortable. Big house, dark. We kept the lights off, so we weren't paying electric bills that were needless. But that night I had the fireplace going, and was watching some TV. It did have that going. I dozed off, and I woke up, kind of in a daze. But I mean, it wasn't like I was dreaming what was around me. The living room looked like the living room, and I'd experienced things before, but nothing quite like this. Nothing is visual, but at the end of the couch was a woman standing there with a veil. So like she was going to her husband's funeral or son's funeral, whatever. But she was at a funeral, this funeral dress. And so those, you can see the face, kind of. It's a little. Let me get smoky here. It's a little distorted because of the veil. I got to tend to the corn over here. So, if I may, well, I guess I don't know where that is. So, I woke up to this woman standing there watching me, and I thought, I shook my head, but she stayed there. I could kind of see through her, but through the veil, I could see she had no eyes. Her eyes were black, like just sockets, and not a skeleton, but not much to it. And I shook my head, and she slow faded. And I've heard about this before, but this was the most profound sighting, I guess, that I had seen. And that house had a lot of weird things. When my parents moved in the 60s, late 60s, all the doors were black. Doors and the trim. Boy, I'm getting smoked out. It's keeping the mosquitoes away. Thank goodness. So, and I'll have other weird things, but you can chime in. If something like this has happened to you, I want to know about it. I used to investigate this stuff. Friends' houses, older houses than what I grew up in. You know, I'd have voices, and even my brother called me from my mom's house and said, "Are you coming?" And I was staying in an apartment, but I said, "Yeah, I'll be over there." And he goes, "Good." Never had that happen with him before. Got there and he said, "Yeah, I came in, the house was pitch black. There was no need for lights on. There's nothing there. There's no one there." So I was like, okay. And he walked into the house, pitch black, and somebody said, "Who's there?" This was around the time that I had that similar experience. So I wonder if it was the previous owners. There was only one other owner that lived there. So I've heard voices before, like in doing investigations. I had something whisper in my ear. We'll get into that later, but tell me, have you experienced that? Someone either at the foot of your bed, next to your bed, or where you're sleeping, you wake up and they're standing there, and it's clear as day, and you shake your head and they just kind of fade. I'm interested in the weird. You know, besides my cats and my dogs, I'm interested in weirdness, traveling. I've stayed in the Queen Mary. I've stayed in old hotels across the country. I've been all over the country. I've been in Europe. I've been to Australia. I've been to Mexico, across Canada, and I've seen a lot. Tell me. I want to hear from you, your weirdest or some of your weird stories. Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe. I will be bringing more. Plenty. Let me know. Have a good night. Bye.